Supreme TV. Live and exclusive on Supreme TV and Supreme TV YouTube and Supreme TV Facebook.
We're now, he comes in, and it'll be really interesting. And here's the Canadians.
Well, that name at the top is the one that really stands out for the Canadians. Ritwik Berra yesterday a 65 off just 44 and then picking up 2 wickets. They nearly made it home, the Canadians, against the Windies, falling at the last hurdle. So the 2 Berra brothers are an exciting prospect in there. Noshwan Khan, the former squash player, well, we'll see if he can squash the Paks today. Well, we're almost ready for play. The sun is out, and we're back at the Musa Stadium for Season 2 of the American Premier League, and we're really heading into the business end now.
Yeah, and the Canadian side, just one change for them. Gautam Gajala goes out, and you can see Noshwan Khan keeping wickets. So he'll be behind the stumps today. Now that's quite a change as well. From squash to batting kind of makes sense, but from squash to keeping.
I think it's all about being nimble in the knees, getting low, you know. Squash is a very agile game, so quick reactions. And you never know, maybe we've found the magic for becoming a good keeper is take up squash first. And then you'll be a good keeper. That's what I like to think. We will now find out. And all our viewers will get to see the former international squash player behind the stumps playing for the premium Canadians.
With the ball in hand, Ritwik Berra first up. How good was he yesterday, both bat and ball in hand?
Yeah, he looked like he'd done enough, didn't he? And he just couldn't keep the squeeze on at the end eventually. The Windies finishing it off in that nail-biting finish.
Morning, boy.
And we're underway.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be excited to see what Ryan Scott can do today. Dismissed in their previous game earlier on, but we know the firepower he has got, and he'll want to help set a big foundation here.
And a change in the opening combination here today. Zishan Ashraf joining Ryan Scott there at the top. So Nicholson Eckward, I think, will probably come in maybe at number 3. Oh, this one's down the leg side. Keeper misses it as well, and that's gonna be the first runs of the day.
Well, that'll bring Ryan Scott onto strike, and we'll want to see if he gives himself a little time to get into it or if he starts dealing with boundaries early on.
It is a big game, this, for the Paks. As you said earlier, this is do or die for them. A win here gets them qualified. A loss would mean the Americans go through.
Well, this premium Paks side were all bowled out for 98 in their previous game, trying to chase down 172. And this time they're out there setting that target.
Yeah, boy. Nice boy. Come on, guys. Walk with the bowler.
And there's beautiful Musa Stadium. Oh, and that is an excellent delivery. It went between bat and pad there, turned in quite a bit. And just about missing the stumps that. Was that an edge there, maybe?
I think perhaps there could have been a chance there. And this is a really good start here from Ritwik Berra. Well, at the end of the first over, just the one run, the leg bye on the board. The premium Canadians, after winning the toss and choosing to have a bowl, will be happy with that as a start. And you know what I'd be happy with as a start? This kind of sunny morning in late December. There's a song in there somewhere, I think. But no one needs to hear that at this time in the morning. We want to hear what's going on at the cricket. So just the one run on the board at the moment. Ritwik Berra continuing in the same vein he finished yesterday. Can we see more fireworks from him later on with the bat? But for now, it's all about the Canadians with the ball and these two men, the premium Paks, out in the middle with the bat. Both yet to find a run off the bat.
And from this Massey Ranch end, we can see Rafi Hashmi being introduced into the attack. Bowled the first over of the innings for the Canadians yesterday. Was a bit expensive as far as extras go. Wasn't quite able to find his line early on.
Well, that was their first game out on the field of the tournament, so perhaps brushed off those cobwebs and got himself into some rhythm now. As he waits at the top of his mark from the Massey Ranch end. Full toss chipped up in the air. And it lands safe, and they thought they might be in with a chance. It was a really full delivery.
Yeah, they'd placed that man out there at the boundary for that exact shot from Zishan Ashraf. With that, he'll get off the mark as well. First runs off the bat.
Well, there's a fielder in at slip as well, so coming in with that attacking field early on, even to the pace. And just pushing the man out at long off. Changing that field to Ryan Scott. And he swings and just evades the edge and goes through to Noshwan Khan behind the stumps. He can't believe how that's missed the edge. Clubbed away, couple of bounces for. And what a noise that made off the bat.
Yeah, mid-on there had no chance. Was maybe in it for a little while, but that went quite to the right of him. I think that's Rasesh Berra, it appears. But the first boundary of the day, and quite expected Ryan Scott to be the one hitting that. Very attacking player first up. This one though, just leaving it alone. Much better from Rafi there.
Well, the Canadians looked devastated yesterday. They thought they'd done enough to get themselves home, and it was just the power hitting of Jonathan Fu at the end, and headed up by Kevin Stout early in the innings, and that Windies chase that managed to get the men in maroon home, the defending champions. Just found the outside edge and they're not going to come through for the one. And that closes out. Oh no, it doesn't. One left. Apologies, I can't count to 6. So 5 off the over so far, 6 on the board. Lots of field changes going on for the Canadians. Players swapping positions all over during this over.
Want to come.
Well, that's gone very high in the air. Fielder just watches it soar over his head. And that is the first 6 of the game. And again, 4th umpire almost watching out for his coffee again today, as the ball is catapulted back over the bowler's head.
Yeah, Scott's hit that just past the coffee there. Down the ground, there was a long off in place. Abdullah Ghazi, the captain, but goes over him. And I think there's a reason now why there's no one sitting out in the sunlight in those benches over there.
And if you were sitting there, you'd made a pretty quick dive to your left. Well, 2 overs down, that's 6. Just injected some kind of life into this. Made it 11 from the over in the end. So 2 overs down, 12 on the board. No one yet sent back to the hutch. And Ritwik Berra to continue. A tidy first over from him, just the one leg by coming off it. And round the wicket to the left-hander.
Wait, walk with the ball, okay? Lag makhki raza bia. Shabash mata.
Uses his feet, and that is absolutely massive. No, it's not. It's gone high, it's dropped, and it's taken. It's dropped out of the sky and taken well on the boundary in the end. Well, Zishan was trying to join the boundary hitting party. He had me convinced. I thought it was flying into Hayden Walsh's field. But no, it went up very, very high, and it dropped down, and it was a good catch in the end, coming out of the bright blue sky.
And which 2 men better to be involved with that wicket than the 2 players who completely dominated for the Canadians with the ball yesterday. Ritwik Berra, the bowler, Balpreet Singh there at the boundary taking the catch. And looking to really join Ryan Scott there was Ashraf. Hit that a long way up there, and Balpreet Singh, an excellent catch at the boundary to send Ashraf back. 1 off, a 6 for him, as the first wicket now falls for the Paks.
Well, that brings Nicholson Ewart out to the middle to join Ryan Scott. Those striped red and green gloves, tying in the 2 team colours nicely, just on his hands there. Bit of red, bit of green. Well, it was Ritwik Berra's day yesterday, and he's already started again today. Already picked up the 1 wicket in his 2nd over.
Nusharwan Khan, that strap there for the helmet buckle, just stranded, just hanging out there for him on his helmet. Now this was the opening partnership we saw from a couple games ago, as that's gone aerial, and 1 bounce into the ropes before. What a way to get off the mark for Eckworth. Takes on Ritwik Berra, and with no one out there in the deep, he's gonna pick up 4.
That's a lovely looking shot. Just frees up his arms over the covers, and 1 bounce 4. You can't time that one. Well, that 4 was the first actual runs coming off Berra's over, just the leg by in his first. That's a tidy finish in the end. So the wicket and the boundary in the over. The end of 3, the Paks 16 for 1.
Now this is a reduced over game due to some morning dew of wet outfield there. So an 18 over side encounter, 5 over power play. So a couple more overs left in that. And that's how the premium Paks stand at the moment. Ashraf, the 1 man to go. Ryan Scott still out there. Ekward joining him with a boundary. Some batting to come for the Paks. Just the 1 extra here in the first 3 overs. That's a nice change from the past few days.
Yeah, it was a day of extras yesterday, especially in the afternoon game. 84 of them coming in 1 match. But the man with ball in hand now will be hoping he doesn't spray any extras and keep this, try and keep the lid on these 2, because we know they can be explosive, these 2 batters. And Ryan Scott facing up as Balpreet Singh has handed the ball. Picked up 3 for 34 yesterday. Really impressive figures as they tried to get home in that game against the Windies, the nail biter yesterday morning's game. And he's right on the money from the first ball.
And interesting, just the 1 over for Rafi Hashmi there. Taken off after that. Balpreet Singh though now running in. Just not timing it quite right there, Ryan Scott. Towards mid-off. Bit of a slow start here for the premium Paks. 3.2 overs, 16 for 1. 20 balls into this first innings. Not many times you see Ryan Scott into double digits at just a run of ball. So they've done well, have the Canadians, keeping him relatively quiet.
Well, he's looking to try and shout now, uses his feet, comes down the pitch, and it beats both fielders. And that's another 4 to the total.
And perhaps the commentator's curse is continuing with us into today.
We'll be buying those lottery tickets later.
Coming down the track there, Scott. There was a man out in the deep. Not able to get to it. And the first runs off Balpreet.
And again, not timed. No idea where that had gone, Ryan Scott.
Yeah, Scott looks straight back at his stumps, just in case he didn't have to hit the ball out, as we saw Gajanan Singh do a couple of days ago.
Well, remember, this is a 18 over a side shortened game. That's well weighted, which means You get 3 bowlers who can have their allocated 4, and the others can have 3. Power play, just the 5 overs. And drinks at 9. So 2 less overs to play with, less time to sort of get themselves in, less deliveries on the board. And these two are going to want to continue to accelerate. Well, that is what Ryan Scott is trying to do. They're just not timing it, and they can't believe that's missed the stumps, and he can't believe he's missed out. End of 4 overs, just the 4 coming off that. Premium Paks 20 for 1. Bowler and keeper both thought they might be on the money there.
Come on, guys, come on.
Well, just 1 more over of power play. At the moment, the Premium Canadians will definitely feel that they're on top.
Yeah, just going at 5 and over here, the Paks. Also lost a wicket, so till now, this power play certainly there for the Canadians. As Abdullah Ghazi is introduced into the attack, the captain himself brings him on.
Well, no wickets for him yesterday. He played a little cameo with the bat, 13 off 11. So we'll be hoping today to get his first scalp of the tournament. A slight misfield makes the single an easy run.
Back up, guys, back up.
Both batsmen here just going at a run a ball. And we can see that they're trying to accelerate, Ryan Scott especially, but just aren't able to get the timing here today.
Well, he thinks he's timed this one, but not enough. Fielder out there, takes the catch. Easy as you like. And that man, Ritwik Berra, you cannot keep him out of the game. He was never dropping that.
Yeah, the second one now down for the Paks. Both the openers have to go back, and this is a huge wicket. Ryan Scott having to go.
Righty striker, boys. Righty striker.
Ritwik Berra, a safe pair of hands there at the boundary to dismiss Ryan Scott. 21 for 2 now, the Paks, in an all-important game for them, as the captain is amongst the wickets.
Righty, guys.
Well, the other teams watching on from their hotel rooms will be having an eye on this, especially the Premium Americans. They won't be too unhappy to see that man back in the hutch, because we know how destructive he can be. And it'll be interesting when we look at the table later what could happen depending on the results of these games today. But that is a big scalp for the Canadians, and again, Ritwik Berra, you can't keep him out of the game. He's picked up a wicket and he's taken a catch now.
And there was certainly some pressure there on the Paks, having a look at that scoring rate, and that pressure has just multiplied there now with the wicket of Ryan Scott.
He's off the mark straight away, and they're going to have to be quick and come back for the second. Really good running. Ran the first hard, turned quickly, and had already set off back for the second. So he opens up his account with 2.
Yeah, appears to be Honeygory there, the new man in.
This is what brought him here. He went very high in the air. Never in doubt. Knew exactly where the boundary rope was. Went for the fingers up technique. A little bit of bounce there from Ghazi.
I think just surprised Gori a bit there.
It's just kicked up on him. And again, not quite sure where that had gone off the bat, but does well to come through for the one and brings Ekwart back on strike for the final delivery of the over.
There's one ball now remaining in the power play. Certainly belong to the Canadians. It's going to be a swing and a miss there to finish off. Keeper doesn't collect cleanly, but deciding against the two batters. And so with that, the end of a 4-run over and a wicket from it, Abdullah Ghazi. And after 5, the power play's done. 24 for 2 here are the premium Paks.
Yep, the Canadians will definitely feel that that power play has been in their favour. They picked up 2 wickets in that shortened power play and restricted them to just the 24 runs. And they've sent the 2 openers packing, including the man we know can hit a heavy ball. He showed it today in a brief cameo, but was sent packing.
End of power play, guys.
It seems Balpreet Singh's also been taken off there after just the 1 over. So Rafi Ashmi, Balpreet Singh, both of them just giving 1 over spells there in the power play. Ritwik, the only one who got 2 before he was replaced by Ghazi. So just trying out their options here, the Canadians.
That's a leg, yes. Middle stump.
Wais Abbas, the new man.
Well, given a little extra flight to begin the over. And that's skewed up in the air. Fielder comes round and drops it. That's the first drop of the day. They've been pretty good in the field so far today, the Canadians, and he can't believe it. Hands on his hips. And that would have been serious trouble stations for the premium Paks if that had been taken.
Shoaib Mansouri, that fielder there, went up in the air. That should have been taken. Quite a regulation catch, that. A top edge. This one though, just that dot ball. Almost the 3rd wicket there for the Canadians.
And Noshwan Khan gives chase, does a bit of running. Well, this really should have been taken. Yes, it went pretty high in the air, but he had plenty of time to set himself. And in the end, through the fingers. Dug into the ground, up in the air. It's going to land safe. Fielders converging. But they're just starting to try and take that aerial route to inject something into this innings. They know they've been bogged down. 2 wickets gone down. And trying to get the accelerator on and move through the gears. Well, that's moving through the gears all right, and that is moving straight to gear 6.
Yeah, maximum now for Gorey. It was turning out, or for Ekwart rather, because it was turning out to be a pretty good over. It's the 3 from it up until that point. But a maximum to spoil those figures. He was just going down leg there, didn't get his line right. Easy pickings there for the batsman.
Well, 6 overs gone. 33 for 2 on the board. Going at exactly 5.5 with the 9 off that over. Well, Abdullah Ghazi picked up the wicket and just the 4 runs off his first over. Can't spit my words out this morning. Off his first over, and unsurprisingly, he's going to continue with another. Remember, 3 bowlers can have 4 each in this shortened 18 over a side game. And that's club back up past the bowler, not got a hold of it completely, and long off will come in and do the fielding.
So both these players here launching a counter-attack after those 2 wickets, looking to really up that scoring rate, which is needed for the Paks.
It's nicely worked away. And they're going to push to come back for a second. Again, good running.
And this one down the leg side. I think it may just fit Pat on the way through. Oh no, it'll actually signal a wide, so misses the batter completely. And I think that's just the second wide we've seen today, the second extra rather. So they've been spot on there, have the Canadians, with really controlling those extras.
Well, you can see he was trying to push through. Honey Gori wanted to come through for that single and was sent back. These two, they've got that intent to run those singles, but that was definitely not on. Yeah, like you say, they've been tidy with the extras so far today, the Canadians. He's bowled him. The celebration, he leaps in the air. Nicholson Ekwart, he was trying to accelerate, and that's through the gate. And Abdullah Ghazi, he has his second, and Eccleston, he goes for 14. Bales splayed across the ground.
The top 3 gone now for the premium Paks, and they are in big trouble at the moment. 37 for 3. Abdullah Ghazi, middle and leg that hits. And another big wicket now. Ekwart gone for 14. The captain once again in the wickets. And Paks, they're in need of a partnership here. $37 for 3. 2 balls to go in the 7th.
Well, Sohail Tanvir is finally joining the party. And as you say, they're in need of a partnership. They just look like they're building them. And then something like this happens. Absolute peach, and Ghazi, he's got 2. Well, what can Sohail Tanvir inject into this innings? They keep looking like they're about to build a partnership. and then a wicket falls. The Canadians, aside from that one drop catch, they've been pretty clinical in the field.
So Tanveer, the Pakistani international, and he's really gonna have to put some of his experience on show today. Primarily a bowler though, in at number 5. And I'm sure we'll see him with the ball in hand in action
6 players are out, guys.
sometime later today.
Well, the left-hander faces up to Ghazi, who is on the hunt.
No. Good boy.
It's a good finish to the over. Successful one. Abdul Ghazi picks up his second, the 1 wicket in that over. The end of 7 of their 18 allocated. The premium Paks 37 for 3 in the glorious Texan sunshine. Well, Scott and Eckwart both look like they were just getting going. And Abdul Ghazi said, no, you're not. And sent them both flying, both packing. Well, Honey Gauri has now been joined by Sohail Tanveer as they need to try and build a partnership if the premium Paks want to get going in this innings, really.
Really just a few starts here and there, but no one able to just stick out there and stay in. And now we can see Ritwik Behra coming back into the attack, bowled a couple overs. 1 for 4 in his first 2. And he'll be back on now with some spin, looking to pick up his second wicket.
No, bro, you gotta go to point. You're not listen to him, bro.
Just
Listen to
making
me.
a few field changes here.
Come closer. Not closer to me, closer to each other.
Well, you would imagine he would be one of the bowlers who does get to bowl the 4 overs today. 3 of them can bowl 4. And he's been economical, and that's really good. You see that? That's that awareness of Ritwik Behra. And we've seen so many overthrows at times in this tournament when it's ricocheted off the stumps. People have gone the great direct hit when the batter's already in, but then the batters have been aware to take that extra on. But Ritwik Behra has headed off all the way down the track, picked that up and not allowed that extra run.
Yeah, excellent stuff there from the youngster.
That's good. You two, move a little bit.
Well, he wasn't aiming there, but he might well pick up a couple. And he finds himself splayed out, full Superman dive, lost his bat on the way. And I think we're just going to have a look upstairs with this one. I mean, talk about effort in the dive. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no doubt there. Excellent stuff. And Paks, they've got about everything on the line here today.
Well, let's have a look here. Well, you know what? 10 out of 10 for effort for the dive, but it might be all in vain. Well, that is just not what the premium Paks needed. There's another wicket to go down.
The red light there from the third umpire. And so that'll send the batsman on his way. Another wicket now falling in a Ritvik Behra over. Not for him though, just to run out. It was a good delivery, that catching the edge of the batsman. No slip in place, so it went down to third man, but at the end of the day there for the Canadians, they've picked up another wicket. So Honey Gori there having to go back.
Again, the more set of the two batters sent on his way, so there's going to be two out there yet to get off the mark.
Select stump.
Well, that's Sohail Tanvir is the one facing up still, as Saqib is up the other end. Apologies, Saqib facing up. Still unable to get it away. Coming round the wicket here, Ritwick. What an over this is proving to be in the run out. And the pressure building with dots. Eight overs down, 4 wickets, 38 on the board. The Canadians are very much in the driving seat. 2 for Abdullah Ghazi, 1 for Ritvik Behra, and then that run out. Despite the splayed diving effort, had to go Honey Gori. Well, the other Behra brother is coming back on now. We haven't seen him yet today, Rajesh. But it could be a family affair for the Canadians. And Sohail Tanvir, the towering figure, faces up, the left-hander. And again, good work in the field. They're really attacking the ball, the Canadians. Every bit of fielding has positive intent behind it.
The Behra brothers there from both ends. Rasesh coming in. Don't think he picked up a wicket yesterday, did Rasesh, but he'll definitely be wanting one today, as that's an appeal there from the keeper. Not interested though, anyone else, the umpire especially.
Yeah, way too high and going down, but gonna have them thinking still. They're struggling to get it through that infield. Again, picks out the same man, same result.
I think with Rasesh coming right arm over the wicket to the left-hander, a lot of his deliveries there pitching outside the leg stump, so that also ruling the LBW calls out.
Slightly shorter delivery. He manages to find the gap and ambles through for the one run.
Right here. Thank you. No, come in. I don't need him. Right arm over. Go back, Imran, go back.
Again, not timed, just chopped into the ground. This is proving to be a fine over from Rasesh.
Yeah, the Canadians here really putting a lid on the run scoring from the get-go, and the wickets helping them along the way, just building pressure on the Paks, and they've continued to keep that pressure. I think one of the big changes we've seen from previous games where there isn't as much pressure on the team is those extras. Right now, say there were 15-20 more extras at this stage, it'd be a completely different deal there for the Paks. Much less pressure on them. But it appears it's also going to be a drinks break here, so do join us in just a few minutes for the second half of this first innings.
I've had a doubt.
Well, refreshed and ready to go, and I hope one of these Canadian bowlers are wondering if they can get themselves anywhere near that top 5 wicket takers, as we have a change in bowling for the Canadians. As Bairami takes the ball right arm over.
Asmatullah Bairami there replacing the spin of Ritwik there. Ritwik there just getting the one over. He's still got one left.
I don't mind that as a move from the captain, because they've kept them really quiet at the moment, and then they can just give the other bowlers a chance. He's only got one more left, so now is not quite the time to take it. There's a chance for others to try and take these wickets while these two are looking to try and get going.
And I think generally today is Abdullah Ghazi, the captain. He's given short spells to a lot of his bowlers. Rafi Hashmi, Balpreet Singh, both of them just the one overs apiece. So he's kept a lot of options open here. Moving into the death.
Just a little short, missing his length, and the fielder does really well to get round and slide and stop that. Losing his hat on the way.
Yeah, Balpreet there once again in the action. Done well out in the field today.
And that's much better. Slightly fuller and right on the money.
Last one.
Nicely played off the back foot again, just the one. Well, we've kept them really quiet here. The Canadians 10 overs down and only 45 on the board. And remember, it's only an 18 over game, so past the halfway mark. 45 and Canada winning the toss and choosing to bowl. Will be really pleased with how they've performed thus far. Well, just the two batters to make it into double figures, and now these two are just getting slightly bogged down. 3 from 11 and 4 from 7. That is a lot due to some mighty fine bowling from the Canadians.
Rasesh continues here, his first over, just the 2 runs. I think it'll be interesting to see when do they reintroduce Balpreet Singh into the attack. He's still got 3 up his sleeve. So either they're just saving him for the death. Rafi Hashmi, same case. Ghazi himself, I think, has a couple left. And that's down the leg side, flicked away. And it's going to be runs, 4 of them for the premium Paks. Much needed boundary that comes off the bat of Sohail Tanveer. And just starting to ease the pressure off, maybe just a bit there for the Paks. Rasesh going down the leg side there, easy pickings with no one out in the deep. And once again, he's flicked it away, and he's gonna get 4 more. So back-to-back boundaries now for Sohail Tanveer. And the line here from Rasesh Bera just going on that leg stump, just down the leg side as well. And Sohail Tanveer, there's no one out there in the deep.
Yeah, and with that brings up the premium Paks 50. Well, he's looking to try and aggress here. He's swinging harder at it, and they did actually bring that man in to block that hole after those couple of boundaries. So already 8 off the over, 3 still to come. And that's much better from Rasesh. Was just straying down the leg side slightly earlier, and Tanveer was taking advantage.
Coming back well after those couple of boundaries now, Rasesh. And just the dot to finish off there. So 9 runs from that over. A good one that for the Paks. And after 11, 54 for 4.
So 7 overs still to come. It's when they turn back to Ritwick. He's got another. Remember, 3 bowlers can take the full allocated 4 and 3 for the others. Well, Abdullah Ghazi, he's still got 2 up his sleeve as well, and 2 wickets to his name. So when he decides to bring himself back on, will be interesting to see.
So Ritwik bowls 1 of them. Ghazi's bowls 2. Oh, a misfield there. Rain running away towards the boundary. Won't quite get there, but I think that's the first misfield we've seen. We saw a dropped catch earlier on from the Canadians.
Yeah, they don't want this to start creeping into their game. There's still 7 overs remaining. They've been really clinical in the field, and they've kept that pressure on the premium Paks, not allowed them really to push for that second run. But you don't want to start leaking runs from inconsistencies like misfields. And that's hit with some brute force back past the bowler. Diving effort, can't stop it. That had some firepower behind it.
Yes, Sohail Tanveer here continuing his charge. What a counter-attack he's launching here. His 3rd boundary now. And just drilled down the ground. No chance for the bowler. And long off. Rafi there quite wide. Now I think he's moved straighter there. Has Rafi Hashmi at long off.
Bowling right arm over.
Again, that fuller length. It's good stuff from Esmatullah.
61 for 4 here with 6.2 overs remaining. Another 39 gets them to triple figures. Ideally, the Paks would be eyeing that from here. But it's really just the Sohail Tanveer show at the moment for them. They're gonna need Saqib to really chip in. Hasn't been able to really get his timing right today. 4 off 11. That one as well there, just missing the bat as it swings in. And this time he goes through the covers, but just out to Rasesh in the deep. And it'll be a single to finish off. So Saqib with that retained strike, 12 overs done, and the premium Paks are 62 for 4.
So 6 overs still to come, and we know that we'll see Ritwick with 1 of them, and then the captain, Abdullah Ghazi, he's got 2.
Come on, guys, go back to the pit.
Yeah, I think Ghazi's got 2 left. Behra's got 1, Balpreet's still got 3 left. So perhaps that's the 6.
Well, it will be Balpreet who's going to continue from the Pearland end.
Yesterday's game, it did so well, did Balpreet Singh. His final ball though almost got the Canadians over the line. This one driven beautifully through the covers. But a man out there, so just a single it'll be. But that gets Sohail Tanveer on strike now for the Paks.
And they won't mind seeing that. He's definitely the aggressor in this partnership.
Now some changes made to the field. Deep fine leg is brought in. Inside the circle now. Or deep third man rather.
Still trying to aggress and been done for pace. He rehearses that shot. Well, slower ball. Will just be the one. They won't mind this. Canadians gets Tanveer off strike, and it is just the singles. Only 64 on the board. We're coming into the second half of the 13th over. Only 18 overs to bat through.
Yeah, Canadians, they won't mind the singles. More so the boundaries, which we saw Tanveer hit a couple overs back. That's what's going to hurt them.
Short into the pitch, and a bit of aggression from Balpreet Singh. He does apologise to the batter. Perhaps he's apologising to his keeper.
You're not quite able to collect that cleanly.
Well, he just about managed to adjust himself and read that one in the end. Slightly slower again. And it will close out. Just the one to come in this over. So 3 coming from it so far.
And some good change of pace here that Balpreet's employing. Just guided out to third man to finish the over off just 3 from it. And after 13, 65 for 4 are the Paks. 5 overs left.
It looks like Tanveer is signalling to the bench for something, whether it be a new bat or changing gloves or something. Well, at the moment he's doing the heavy lifting in this innings. But what really stands out for me today is the discipline with which the premium Canadians have bowled. Just the 2 extras from them. Well, new bat for Sohail Tanveer. I mean, the other one was going along quite nicely. I wouldn't want to change that.
I think we've seen a few bat changes here over the past few games. All of them resulting in the player becoming a lot more aggressive. Gerard Erasmus, we saw him taking off.
Well, we're now seeing Ritwik Berra finally brought into the attack for his 4th and final over. Well, that one's, he's unlucky that signalled wide there. He's just bowling it into the pitch, trying to mix it up a bit. But also, it's a stumping. So it's all going on out there in the middle.
Yeah, and I don't think Ritwik or the Canadians would mind that wide because they've picked up a wicket now. It is that of Saqib, as he'll have to walk off, trying to charge down the track, looking to take Bera on. Wasn't really looking too good out in the middle today.
Yeah, that's good.
And well out of his ground there.
And that's really good work behind the sticks as well. It's one of those strange intricacies of cricket. It can be a wide, but you can be stumped. You're still out. So there's a lot going on out in the middle, but the awareness, he's just come in behind the stumps today, Noshawan Khan, but quick hands and the awareness that he was out of his crease. So he goes for 7, and that's another wicket down. 5 down now for the premium Paks. And it's another wicket in a Ritwik Berra over.
And with Bera bowling this one, 4 to go after this, I think it'll be Balpreet and the captain, Abdullah Ghazi, to finish out with those last 4. Bera for now, though. So that's just cut away to point. The new man in, Ariful Haq.
Nicely dropped into the gap. And the fielders both out on the boundary.
Lefty, guys, lefty.
And I think this is exactly what Huck's got to do here. Just take that single, give as much strike as you can to Sohail Tanveer.
Well, at the moment, they'll be thinking, can we get ourselves up to the magic 3 figures? Remember, they've only got 18 overs to bat. All bowled out for 98 in their last game, the premium Paks. Well, chance of a stumping, and Berra doesn't look amused.
Yeah, I think they're just going to send that upstairs, but it seemed that Huck had made his ground.
Well, that was an attempt at putting the stumps back together, wasn't it? Well, he's definitely all right behind the line, I can tell you that. Well, he does take a big step. Well, it wasn't really taken cleanly. It was a bit of an ugly take behind the stumps. And whether that's cost the time has given him to save himself.
And I think that happened on the run out as well. That time the Canadians had got him, but wasn't the cleanest of takes.
And there it is, that green light. So he's safe. The man in green saved by the green. And perhaps saved by just a little bit of sloppy work behind the stumps. If he'd taken it cleanly, well, that would have been the end of him. Oh, that's a bit of sloppy fielding. Just sort of looks to stick his boot in the way and doesn't even manage that. Cleaned up nicely by his teammate. Just holding that shoulder there.
Lefty. Thank you, sir.
Well, it's all going on out in the middle. There's players on the floor. There's chances of run-outs. There's fielders converging from all directions. The keeper, he's down, he's up. It's a bit of hokey-cokey and nice. Just checking on him there from Araful Huck.
Yeah, the keeper there, I think, just slipped as he was running to get the ball. An inside edge. Luckily for Tanveer, not back onto the stumps.
It's nicely dug out. There is a fielder out there. So it'll just be another 1 to the total.
Balpreet Singh here is not continuing. I find that really surprising. So we take a look at that there. The keeper goes, slips the bowler, tripping onto him as well.
Good slide tackle. And that's up in the air. And that could well be 6. And it is. This is just what the premium packs needed.
Yeah, it was on the pads there, just flicks it away, lofted, and over cow corner. Sohail Tanveer here, continuing his charge. Steps down the track, goes aerial once again. On the bounce though, out to Ritwik. On the pads, bowler and keeper went up. Not interested though, the umpire.
Well, he's changed his mind and he's gone. Well, that is just the breakthrough they needed at this point in the innings. Just looked like they were injecting something into it. But the umpire took his time and it just swung in on him a little bit.
Yeah, late call that, but Imran Safi, he'll pick up a wicket now. Or Wais Abbas, actually, that is the bowler.
Well, Araful Huck goes for 9. So Sohail Tanveer is still out there in the middle, and it now will lie on his shoulders to be the one to continue to aggress and try and push them up to at least that triple figure mark. And Balpreet just measuring out his run up there. And unsurprisingly, he's been handed the ball and see what he can do with this lower order.
Bowling change, right arm over. Let's go, Balpreet. You're behind already, let's go.
So 3 overs still to come in this shortened 18 over a side game. So the new batter won't be facing up, it will be Tanveer. And the slower ball down the leg side adds another to the total.
So a change of ends here for Balpreet. Now comes in from the Massey Ranch end. To bowl this over and probably the final one as well of the innings. And that's going to be driven. Just the dot ball though will remain. Ali Omer, the new man out in the middle.
Well, that is not quite connected. Fielder out there, and he puts it down.
Yeah, didn't judge that right.
And that is the first mistake Ritwik Berra has made in 2 days out in the field.
He moved to his right there. He ran in late. Sohail Tanvir just looking to flick that away. And just not able to get to it there, Ritwik. Not judging it quite right. So Tanvir survives. That one just running straight through to the keeper. And with that single on the previous delivery, gets Ali Omer onto strike. Both left-handers now out in the middle.
And he waits on that. And there is a fielder out in the deep, so makes good connection, but fielded on the bounce. And one added to the total. Again, gives it the full swing. Fielder comes around and cuts it off again. One.
Last one.
So at this rate, that 100 could well be on if they can find a boundary in the end of this over. Well, that's up in the air. And talk about find the boundary. It's exactly what he's done.
It was turning out to be a pretty good over from Balpreet up until then. It's going to be 8 runs from it. And after 16, 85 for 6 here are the premium Paks. 2 overs to go. Can they hit that triple figure mark?
Well, also boundary at the end of that over. That means Sohail Tanvir will be on strike for the beginning of the next one. He just stand and deliver on that shorter delivery.
Sohail Tanvir brought into the side and he's making an impact from game 1. 23 off 28. Very important innings for the Paks with the bat. So that's just going to be defended. Still no Abdullah Ghazi here. As it's Owais Abbas continuing. Imran Safi rather, but that's gone aerial. And straight to the man. No, he's put it down. It's Ritwik Berra once again, this time straight to him. Oh, and it's going to be overthrows too. It's all happening out there. And has he got him? A direct hit.
Well, it is all going on. The drop catch. The throw came in. The overthrows. Perhaps there was another. And then the direct hit. And he does carry on walking Well, it is all action here at the American Premier League.
Yeah, Ritwik there, he's disappointed with himself, but the Canadians have picked up a wicket here.
I'm you happy with the song?
Yes, that's good. Thank you. I'll bat for you later. Guys, righty striker.
Take a look at that direct hit. Excellent stuff there from the keeper. Nowhere in the frame, the batsman. Finger goes up. Doesn't even need to send it upstairs, the umpire. And Noshawan Khan there, the former international squash player. Some good accuracy skills there from him. Huge wicket that Sohail Tanveer having to walk back. Looking to get that 2, get back on strike. And that brings the captain out, Mohammad Irfan.
Bowled him. First ball, straight through the gate. An absolute peach of a delivery.
Yeah, 2 and 2 now for the Canadians. A team hat-trick they're on now, with Irfan having to go 8 down here at the Paks. And in serious doubt now if they're going to complete their full quota of 18 overs. That one there, just hitting the off stump, sending the 7-foot Irfan back for a golden duck.
Lefty guys, lefty.
Imran Asufi now with his, Imran Saifi rather, with his second wicket.
Well, what can Nakash Baccarat do at the very end of this innings? Can they get themselves up to that 100? And can they see out their 18 overs? Well, runs is runs, and they'll take that.
Into the 90s with that now are the premium Paks, 90 for 8, as Nakash gets off the mark with a boundary. Not the most convincing shot. Just the outside edge there. No one there at deep third. Two balls to go now in this over.
Well, there's no foot movement at all there from Nakash Basharat. Well, one to come in this, the 17th over. Full toss. Clubs finds an edge, and that'll be another 4 to close out the over. So a real mixed bag of a penultimate over. The wicket, the run out, 2 boundaries, and in the end, 9 coming from it, 10 coming from it.
Let's go.
10 and a couple wickets there in that penultimate over. 1 left now, 95 they stand at. So could well get to that triple digit mark. Could the premium Paks. And it seems that Balpreet Singh will not be bowling the final over. Seems to be Abdullah Ghazi.
Just makes you wonder, is there a niggle there somewhere? Or what the thinking is behind him not bowling. However, Abdullah Ghazi has picked up 2 for just 8 runs. And the premium Paks, they've got an over left to try and get themselves up past that 100 mark.
that another chance which is gone down there? Looking to get it over that man, went straight to him. The outside edge, straight to the man there at deep third. Looks to get a reverse cup, bounces straight out. And I think that's another dropped catch now. 3 we've seen in this innings.
Yeah, and the second from that man that was on your screen. Well, that's one way to recover as a bowler. Just send it down pace and pass the swinging bat of the tail ender.
Right, so 4 balls left in the innings, 4 runs for that 100 mark.
The bouncer. There's a man out there. Comes in, cuts it off, just one. Oh no, and they come back for a second.
Perhaps a chance at a run out there at the non-strikers end. Abdullah Ghazi not collecting it. There's a short ball hit out to the man in the deep. This time through the offside once again. Just out to Ruffy there at the boundary and sticking to the single. And Ruffy there, he's holding his right shoulder. We've only seen him bowl 1 over today. He is an integral part of this side with the bat in hand as well. So the Canadians would be hoping he's okay. Oh, and he's got him. Hits the middle stump. Abdullah Ghazi, his 3rd wicket today, the captain. And Nakash will have to walk back. 9 down now are the premium Paks.
Well, Abdullah Ghazi will feel pretty chuffed with that one. He had a dropped catch off his bowling earlier in this over and went, you know what, if you're not going to catch it, I'll do it myself and I'll dismantle the stumps. Well, he really gave himself room there. If you miss, I hit, but perfectly top of middle stump. All 3 stumps. There would have been 5 stumps on show there. He was so far back.
Thank you.
And Ghazi just moving the ball away from Nakash there. So 99 for 9.
And 1 delivery to come. Do you just come out and swing?
Well, don't think he's got another option there, Suleiman. They're eyeing 100. Canadians eyeing the 10 wickets. What's going to happen here? The final ball. Ghazi making some changes to his field.
Well, the 100 will come up. And there's 3 of them giving chase. Keeper, 2 fielders. Chance of overthrows and they don't take them. Well, it's not off the bat. So it's going to be byes to finish out the innings. So 101 for 9 is what they managed to scamper to at the end of their 18 overs, the premium Paks. So Abdullah Ghazi finishes with 3 for 12 today. Unlucky, a few drop catches off his bowling. There were a few drop catches all in all from the Canadian fielders. Other than that, they've been pretty clinical in the reduction in extras from yesterday. But they do manage to make it to that hallowed 3-figure mark, the premium Paks. It didn't look like it was on when they were only at 54 after 10 overs with just 8 remaining. But they've managed to get themselves there. Sohail Tanvir played a really good part with the bat. 24 for him from just 30. Eventually he was run out, but a little input at the end. Ali Umair swinging for the hills, 12 from 7 for him. But it wasn't easy hitting out there for the premium packs. Just the 7 extras. So that run rate just over 5.5 got them up to 101 for 9. Well, pick of the bowlers, Abdullah Ghazi. 3 for him, 2 for Ritwik Berra, and 2 also for Imran Safi. An expensive day for Waz Abbas. Just 9 from 1 over, and Rafi Hashimi 11 from his 1. So that target, there it is. 102 is what the premium Canadians need to win this game and clock their first win of the tournament. Premium Paks, they're looking to try and bag that final spot in the semi-final. It's going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the chase in just a bit.
ධනංජය සිරිවර්ධන සමගින් ඉතින් කොහොමද සෙනසුරාදා රාත්‍රී 7ට සජීවීව වෙනස අත්විඳින්න නිරතුරුවම සුප්‍රීම් TV බලන්න.
ඔයාගේ වීකෙන්ඩ් එක ෆුල් හැපනින් කරගන්න කැමතිද? ආස කරන රීමේක් ෆිල්ම් BTS
හිදි VFX CGI වගේ තාක්ෂණයන් යොදාගෙන තිබීමත් ඊට අමතරව වාහන පුපුරව හැරීමට ඩයිනමයිට් බෝම්බත් භාවිතා කරලා තියෙනවා.
මූවි ට්‍රේලර්ස් වගේම රසම රස කෑම හදන්නත් අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන්න.
අදත් ඔයාලට කියලා දෙන්න හදන්නේ ඉක්මනින් හදාගන්න පුළුවන් උදේ කෑමක් ගැනයි.
හැම සෙනසුරාදාම උදේ 10ට
Road to Weekend.
මේ මොනවද ලොකුයි බර්ත්ඩේ එකට හම්බුනේ? ඈ?
අපි උසාවියෙන් තෑග්ගක් හම්බ වුණානේ.
හම නායකයෙක් මම. ඒකෙන් නිදහස්. සේරම පව් ආසික් ලගේ කරේ හිටන්. උඹට ආසික් හොරා කියන්න පුළුවන්. මට බැංකු හොරා කියන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වුණාට ක්‍රිකට් බෝඩ් එකට හොරා කියන්න බෑ උඹට.
අපි කුඹාරි මේ ක්‍රිකට් දානම ඉවත් කරගන්න ඕනේ.
කොහමද බං ඒක කරන්නේ?
Welcome to a lone country. සෑම සෙනසුරාදාම රෑ 9ට.
මේ ප්‍රේමණීය නත්තල් මාසේ ඔබේ වාදනයෙන් හැඩවෙන මිහිරිතම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. රටවටා ඉන්න වාදනයට දක්ෂ ඔයාලා එවන ලස්සනම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන්ස් වලට 2024 නත්තල වෙනකල් මුළු වසර පුරාවටම සෑම මාසයකදීම තෑගි තොගයක් සුප්‍රීම් TV වෙතින්. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි මේ නත්තල් මාසය පුරාවටම සුප්‍රීම් TV තිරේ ඔයාලගේ වීඩියෝ දකින්නත් ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් වැඩසටහනකට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නත් ඔයාලට අවස්ථාව ලැබෙනවා. ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන්ස් මිහිරිතම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. 076යි 33යි 11යි 03 අංකයට WhatsApp කරන්න. ප්‍රේමණීය නත්තල් මාසේ ඔබේ වාදනයෙන් හැඩවෙන මිහිරිතම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. රටවටා ඉන්න වාදනයට දක්ෂ ඔයාලා එවන ලස්සනම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන්ස් වලට 2024 නත්තල වෙනකල් මුළු වසර පුරාවටම සෑම මාසයකදීම තෑගි තොගයක් සුප්‍රීම් TV වෙතින්. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි මේ නත්තල් මාසය පුරාවටම සුප්‍රීම් TV තිරේ ඔයාලගේ වීඩියෝ දකින්නත් ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් වැඩසටහනකට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නත් ඔයාලට අවස්ථාව ලැබෙනවා. Christmas tunes. මිහිරිතම Christmas tune එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. 076 33 11 03 අංකයට WhatsApp කරන්න. මේ ප්‍රේමණීය නත්තල් මාසේ ඔබේ වාදනයෙන් හැඩවෙන මිහිරිතම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. රටවටා ඉන්න වාදනයට දක්ෂ ඔයාලා එවන ලස්සනම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන්ස් වලට 2024 නත්තල වෙනකල් මුළු වසර පුරාවටම සෑම මාසයකදීම තෑගි තොගයක් සුප්‍රීම් TV වෙතින්. ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි මේ නත්තල් මාසය පුරාවටම සුප්‍රීම් TV තිරේ ඔයාලගේ වීඩියෝ දකින්නත් ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් වැඩසටහනකට ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නත් ඔයාලට අවස්ථාව ලැබෙනවා. Christmas tunes. මිහිරිතම ක්‍රිස්මස් ටියුන් එකක් වීඩියෝ කරලා අපිට එවන්න. 076 33 11 03 අංකයට WhatsApp කරන්න.
ධනංජය සිරිවර්ධන සමගින් ඉතින් කොහොමද සෙනසුරාදා රාත්‍රී 7ට සජීවීව වෙනස අත්විඳින්න නිරතුරුවම සුප්‍රීම් TV බලන්න.
Well, I hope you got your refreshments in time because we are very nearly back underway for the chase. And the story is that the Premium Canadians need 102 runs to beat the Premium Paks. Well, the Premium Paks at one point didn't look like they were going to get themselves to that three-figure mark. But there was a little cameo at the end from a few different batters and got them to 101. And if the Canadians can win this, it will be their first win of the tournament. The Paks win, and they bag that fourth spot in the semi-finals. Well, they're ready. We've got some work to do to keep this down. 18 overs this. We had reduced game due to wet ground this morning. So 18 overs aside. 5 overs of power play. 3 of the bowlers can have 4 overs each, and the others a maximum of 3. You with me? You're with me. Well, the real numbers that we care about, though, is that 102 is that target for the Canadians in their 18 overs. And striding out to the middle off the back of a 65 yesterday, Ritwik Berra, 44 balls to reach that one, and alongside Noshawan Khan, he made 16 and today has been behind the sticks. So between them, they could make a big dent in this at the top of the innings. But not if the Premium Paks bowlers have anything to say about it. And it looks like it will be Sohail Tanvir to kick off proceedings with ball in hand. So, Jay, can they do this? The Canadians, or is the Premium Pak bowling going to be too much?
Well, I mean, I don't think our predictions have been anything to go for really in this tournament, but for the fun of it, I think Canadians, they should be able to make this here. With the way some of their batting is doing, Ritwik Berra especially at the top. Now, as far as qualification goes, as you say, a win for the Paks gets them in. A win for the Canadians, though, gets the Americans into the top 4.
Well, that is a nightmare start for the Canadians. First ball, Ritwik Berra, their premium batter. Well, he has to go. It's a golden duck first ball of the innings. Fishing outside the off stump, and he edges it behind, and off he goes.
You know, you just asked if I think they'd make it here, and I said Ritwik Berra has been doing well. They very well could. And let's just say that is, once again, commentator's curse there at its finest.
Well, they're never going to ask us to commentate again at this rate. We're just cursing everyone, left, right and centre.
Well, good things this is the Canadians' last game.
Well, the dream start for the premium Paks, trying to defend that 101 they put on the board. And Berra still yet to cross the boundary. He's actually rehearsing that straight drive.
I think he's just waiting for the incoming batsman. Probably a scramble for pads there in that Canadian dressing room. No one expected Ritwik Berra to get out first ball. Now, the Canadians actually technically had a chance to make the playoffs in this game. But let's just say it was such an outlandish chance that even if they were to chase down this 102 in 1 over, they still wouldn't make it.
Well, the pad scramble has happened. Helmet going on as Abdullah Ghazi heads out to the middle, pulling his pads on, pulling his helmet on, gloves in hand. And he's got a job to do.
Yeah, Ghazi, I think he was just giving an interview during that drinks break. Didn't think he'd have to be out there. Joining Nosherwan Khan out in the middle. No Gautam Gajala in the side today. So hence the change in the batting lineup.
Well, Sohail Tanvir, he had a good knock with the bat at the end there, adding a few vital runs. And he's come out and done just exactly what this premium Paks team would want of him at the top with the ball. A wicket first delivery and the big one. And they're off the mark, the premium Canadians.
There's a bit of yes-no there, it seems. It's going to be an overthrow, so they're going to get an extra run. But I think Nosherwan Khan, a bit of yes-no. He stopped midway down the pitch. But the Paks here defending just 101. Could not have asked for a better start. The in-form batsman, the main batsman there for the Canadians, Ritwik Berra, having to go first ball.
And that's a good diving effort, and that's going to be more overthrows. I know in the end they've decided not to.
And the captain Ghazi, he wanted a run. Nosherwan Khan turns him back.
That quick arm through the air of Tanvir and quick running from the two Canadians in the middle.
There's one more ball now remaining in this Tanvir over. And Sohail Tanvir, how good has he been today? Into the side. Game changing immediately. First with the bat, now with the ball. As that one's just going to be tapped away to finish the over off. An excellent one there from the premium Paks. Just 2 runs and a wicket from it, a big wicket. And after 1, 2 for 1 here. Are the Canadians still another 100 to win?
Yeah, it'll be just what they would have said at the innings break. If we can take early wickets, we said it as they headed out to the middle. They can pick up an early wicket and put that pressure on, especially someone as dangerous as Ritwick. 65 from 44 he did yesterday, and that would have been more than half the lifting in this run chase. But as it stands, they still need 100 more runs. They've got 17 overs and 9 wickets in hand. And Nakash Basaharat has been handed the ball, while another pair of gloves are brought out to the middle.
And that's an appeal, a huge appeal that. The umpire not interested. Nakash there, his first delivery.
Well, making lots of things happen, these premium Paks bowlers. And they're not letting these Canadians get comfortable. Just worked away into the onside. Well, the equation, pretty much a runner ball from here.
100 deliveries, just 99 more. So it is just wickets which can hurt the Canadians.
It's nicely played. This is all they need to do. Tot up the singles and put away the bad balls. That's well fielded. Well, Imran Mohamed Irfan even will be pleased that he's been able to add Tanvir to his side today. He's been opening up the bowling himself at times and been quite expensive. Complete contrast to the picking up a wicket from the very first ball of the chase.
Yeah, Tanvir, already seen him with that wicket. With the bat in hand though too. He was excellent today. Perhaps one of the only reasons why the Paks got past 100. Could well have been bowled out around 75, maybe even lower than that without his contributions.
Well, he looks to come down the wicket, use his feet, and that's going to be a couple of bounces and into the boundary sponge.
And the first boundary now off the innings. It's going to come off the bat of Nosherwan Khan to finish off the second over. Stepping down the track there. Gave himself some room as well. And no one out there at long off. That was the premium Paks, the last innings. And there you can see Sohail Tanveer, 24 from 30 deliveries.
Well, he is going to continue, Tanveer. Successful first over, so unsurprisingly will be bowling a second. Can he pick up another wicket here and really get the Paks back into this fight? He starts off with a wide. And so that's one more ticked off the chase. And a contrast to the first ball of his first over.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many extras here today. That's certainly one there from Tanveer. And this time just defending it, Abdullah Ghazi. And I think the Canadians here need to take a page out of the book of the Indians from yesterday's game, where they lost a few wickets early, but that required rate wasn't too high. So they look to just play it safe, just play the ball around, knock it around, get those singles, the odd two, not really taking too many risks. And I think the Canadians have really got to do something similar here against the Paks today if they are to get their first win of the tournament.
That quick arm action through the air. I'm interested to see, though, the sort of start of his run-up. He seems to have one hand on his right hip. He seems to be walking all right there, but he's having to adjust there. But he's got a hand on his hip as he sets off at the top of his run. Now I've said it, he probably won't do it. Unless that's...
I think he just did that slightly. That doesn't seem like an injury, really.
No, I think maybe it's just his hand placement in his run-up. He seems all right when he gets going, when he's walking. This time, no problem. Maybe it's just his shirt. And another one ticked off in the chase.
Gets the Canadians into double digits. Just a couple of runs in this over, both off of wides.
He's just having a look at the ground there, Tanveer. Coming round the wicket for that final delivery of the over. And still want to come because those 2 wides in this over. The only runs conceded from it. So 3 coming from the over, 2 of those conceded in wides. End of 3 over, the Premium Canadians 11 for 1. Well, the wicket went first ball of the innings. And the dangerous Ritwik Berra. And he came, and he didn't see, and he went. So these two just having to rebuild something in the middle, but struggling against the tight bowling of Sohail Tanvir. Man to pick up the wicket, the international, the Pakistani international.
Yeah, the Paks on top here in the power play.
And they can turn to some spin now. Well, given some flight and nicely felt for outside the off stump. And they're going to have to be quick. There's a stutter, but the ball not thrown to the danger end.
I think the Paks here were in a similar situation in the power play. I think they had a few more runs. But by the end of it, they'd also lost a couple of wickets. I think they were 30 for 2, I want to say, after 5. But the advantage for the Canadians here is really they know what they're chasing. Just got to get to that 102 mark. That's it down the ground for the single. Looking to rotate here. But a few too many dot balls we've seen from the Canadians. Really, they've got to limit those.
Well, that'll do it. It just evades a diving fielder, and it's finally a boundary. It's been a long time since we saw one, and that just breaks the shackles somewhat.
You're starting to ease some of that pressure there, Nosherwan Khan, with that boundary. Give him some width outside off the bowler. And past point there, there's no one back to stop that.
Nicely dug out. It's given a bit more flight, a bit more length. So the end of 4 overs, 8-7 coming off that. The Canadians 18 for 1. Remember, we've only got 5 overs of power play, so 1 more to come. In this 18 over side shortened game, that target 102.
There's the bowling card for the premium Paks. Sohail Tanvir, a wicket off his first delivery. Only man to get a wicket. Both the others though, Nakash Ali Omer, both of them quite economical. And now we'll have another change. Mohammad Irfan, the captain, introducing himself into the attack. And I think this is what Ghazi did as well. The captain himself, for the final over of that power play with the field restrictions. So captain against captain here. Irfan versus Ghazi.
And that beats the edge as he looks to cut it away. And he gets applause from his fielders there, the captain. Just sending out the man to deep point and bringing up third inside the ring. Last over of the power play. Shorter delivery, lets it go, and it is a wide.
So the first run's off Irfan in the form of extras. The Canadians were quite tight on those extras, though from the Paks we've seen a few now. Well, the third wide that was.
That's a good recovery from the captain with the ball in hand. So still 83 needed off 81. Just nicely played away into the covers.
Ghazi's been a bit slow today with the bat, 7 off 19. Hasn't quite been able to find the gaps.
Well, this is turning into a pretty tight over from Mohamed Irfan. The one run and the one wide coming from it. And this, you can see, has just found some movement off the seam. And got Noshawan Khan swinging at it as he gives himself room. Really tight over, just the two coming from it. One of those coming as a wide. 5 overs down, end of the power play. Premium Canadians 20 for 1. That equation, they need 82 off 78.
I think it's safe to say that power play belonged to the Premium Paks. There's that Canadian batting Ritwik Behra, the informed man, gone first ball. Sherwan Khan, Abdullah Ghazi building a partnership. Rafi Hashimi, will see him in action with the bat. He was holding his shoulder, didn't bowl more than just the first over, so hopefully he's okay. Rasesh Behra, Balpreet Singh, he can play a cameo towards the end if needed. And there we go, the end of the power play. It seems Ali Omer continues with the ball in hand, as that's going to be driven, beats covers, but there is a man out, so just the one. I think the Paks were about 10 runs ahead at this stage. Khan just looking to guide that down.
Well, it's all going on out there in the middle, scrambling to get back. Wicketkeeper scrambling to collect the ball. There was almost a half appeal. And in the end, it will just go down in the book as a dot ball. And he frees up his arms and swings, and there is a man out there at long off. Nicely flicked away by Ghazi. That's a really good stop by the bowler. I had some beans on it.
The end of the over as well, with that single, 4 from it. Or is there one left? Well, that's a huge appeal, that. The umpire not interested though. And I think now it's going to be the end of the over. A dot to finish it off, 4 from it. And after 6, 24 for 1 here are the Canadians.
So that run rate is down at 4 at the moment. They need to be up at 6.5. It's not too much panic stations at the moment, but they don't want to let it keep climbing and have to do the hard yards later.
Yeah, this premium Pak side, they've got quite the quality bowlers. Already seen some of them in action, so it's always going to be hard to take them on as we move in later towards the innings. Oh, and that's an appeal there for the outside edge, Ashraf, and he's been given. So Nusherwan Khan, he'll have to go now, as Mohammad Irfan, the captain's amongst the wickets. Khan just looking to cut it away, gets a feather out to the keeper. And Zishan Ashraf completes his second catch of the game.
Well, it was slightly laboured at times as an innings. Made 12 from 14, yes. And he was trying to inject something into this, just feeling for it, finds that top edge and watches it fly through to Ashraf behind the stumps. 2 down now, the Canadians. Nusherwan Khan, he goes for 12. And the premium Paks will be feeling pretty good right now.
And it seems the new man in will be Rafi Hashimi, just waiting for him there.
Well, that run rate is down under 4, 3.89. They're only 24 for 2 after just over 6 overs, so a third of the way through the allocated overs in this shortened 18-a-side game due to some early morning dampness. But otherwise, an absolutely glorious day here at Season 2 of the American Premier League, the last day of matches before we get into the semi-finals tomorrow. There's 3 places already been stolen in there. The Indians, the Windies, defending champions, and the Afghans have all booked themselves a spot in tomorrow's matches. The question now is who will join them?
Now, Rafi Hashimi, it'll be interesting to see with his shoulder how well he's able to bat. It was his right shoulder he was holding on to in that innings, in the first innings. If that is an injury, then will that affect his batting here today? The Canadians would hope certainly not.
A slip in play. And he's off the mark. Well, 26 for 2 on the board. Mohamed Irfan picking up that wicket. First ball of this over. And the other to go down was off the bowling of Sohail Tanvir. First ball of the innings. Well, Irfan has struggled slightly in the tournament so far. He has been quite expensive, but today he's been right on the money.
Yeah, I think we've seen him, at least in the last game, we saw him try to employ that short ball plan. And he wasn't quite getting that right.
Well, just the 2 runs so far from this over and that wicket. Target 102, still a way off. But they won't mind this. You can deal in just rotating the strike, pick off the bad ball, as we've said. It is around a runner ball needed. Does well, gives himself a bit of room and just plays that into the offside, into the covers for the 1. Well, end of 7 overs, 7 gone, 11 still to come. Premium Canadians, 28 for 2. That target is 102. Abdullah Ghazi, 10 to him, but off 24 deliveries. And Hashmi out in the middle now, 2 off 2 for him. Mohamed Irfan going along nicely. He's finished his 2 overs and picked up the wicket, and obviously the big wicket that went down in the first ball of the chase, that of Ritwik Berra, coming off the back of a 65 yesterday. He was good with the ball today, struggled a little in the field, put down a couple of catches and then went for a goldie.
Both catches there for the 2 wickets. Zishan Ashraf, the busy man there behind the stumps. So 7 overs done, still 11 to go here as Ariful Haq has been introduced into the attack. "74 more still needed of the 66 deliveries. So that required rate just rising now.
He's sent back. Rightly so. They can't afford to just throw away a wicket with something like a run out when they don't need to be trying to sprint through for unnecessary singles. The last thing they need is to throw away a wicket with a run out. And this is good pace, this from Ariful Haq. and just uses the pace to clip it away. And they're going to easily make it home for 2. Shorter, played nicely off the back foot and well fielded. And the 2 fielders are up, the 2 batters are at the same end. The fielder realises that he could have done better to scamper, pick it up and send it to the danger end. With Abdullah Ghazi looking to try and get through for that one, Rafi Hashimi never interested.
Yeah, and I think that's the pressure of dot balls here. Really on show. This time they're quite comfortably getting that single. But we can see the Canadians, they do have that pressure on them, trying to go for those risky runs.
Well, 8 overs down. 5 coming off that one. 33 for 2. 69 needed off 60, that equation. 10 more overs to come. Here to watch the cricket in the sunshine, that's what we like to see. Armed with a coffee. Well, it's chilly out there. I think I'll be going for a hot chocolate, perhaps.
Yeah, you can see the wind blowing there.
Nicely worked away. And they'll run the first hard, put the pressure on. Fielder slips as he picks it up, but does well in the end. He goes aerial. Fielder coming in. He's trying to make up the ground. He won't get there, but it does plug. So all that effort for just the 1 run.
And we talk about pressure there. Almost a release shot from Abdullah Ghazi. Trying to go after the bowling here. Trying to get a boundary. Haven't seen too many of those in this innings. Looks to guide that towards the fielder. Does Rafi coming across for a single.
And just missing it there. Ali Umar. And that's another 1 to the total.
Yeah, I don't think we can complain too much about the extras. There have been some today, but it's improvement. Better than what we've seen.
Nicely played into the covers off the back foot. And these two just going along nicely. So 9 overs, 39 for 2 on the board. That equation, they need another 63 off 54. And now we're going to have a quick drinks break as we're halfway through this 18 over shortened game. And we'll be back with you in just a moment. Welcome back to the Musa Cricket Stadium. We've just seen drinks halfway through this chase. 9 overs gone, 9 to come. And that target, 102. Well, that required rate is now up at 7 and over. As Ariful Huq looks to start his second over. And that beats the outside edge. Great start. And he's looking to try and have a swing at this. We were wondering during the drinks break what the Canadians would have been saying. Do they need to try and, you know, have a swing at a few things? Well, by the looks of things, that is exactly what Rafi Hashmi is trying to do at the moment. Tries to swing at the first 2 of the over and doesn't make contact. Will it be third time lucky? And that does push the fielder out deep, at deep mid-wicket. And again looks to swing, and again doesn't make contact.
A very slow innings this is going from the Canadians. 39 for 2. 4 balls left in the 10th. And that required rate just keeps on rising. This time connects on it, does Rafi. And he's out to the man in the deep. Jogging across for that single. Almost 7.5 now, that required rate.
just worked away. But it's been a long time, been starved of boundaries. And if that run rate just keeps pushing up and up and up, they know that they can just leave the fielders sat out on the boundary because they know that they won't be able to do it in ones. And that's struck on the pad and a few hands up on heads.
Yeah, the last boundary was hit at ball 3.5. Second to last ball of the 4th over, and right now we're at the second to last ball of the 10th over, where the 10 overs done actually. So quite some time it's been, but it's going to be the end of 10 overs as well. Canadians 41 for 2 they're at right now, 8 overs to go. Still, or 42 for 2 rather, and still 60 more that they need here off the back 8.
Well, they haven't really moved up at all into sort of 3rd or 4th gear. They're just prodding around in the middle. Yes, they lost early wickets, and yes, they lost the second. But as you say, it's been a long time since we've seen a boundary.
This one just had to find leg, another single. Dots, ones, and the occasional wide is really all we're seeing here right now. And I think the Canadians have got up that scoring rate. You cannot leave a lot for the back end, especially if one of these two gets out. Then you've got a new man coming in, that required rate rising rapidly.
Dead ball there, signalled by the umpire. Batter just not quite ready. And again. Well, he looks to sweep and just not made contact. And I think it's done him a bit of damage. Yep, that's going to hurt.
Huge appeal that was from the Paks. And it seems that the keeper, Zishan Ashraf, has turned physio there. The tournament physio, though, rushing out onto the field. But I think it wasn't rushing, right? There was another term you'd used a couple games ago.
Ooh. Bustling.
Bustling. Right.
Bustling onto the field. Oh, that little bit of treatment is going on out in the middle. Top run scorers of the tournament so far. Gerard Erasmus, well, that was helped massively by his unbeaten 77. And then the 3 Windies players in the middle. Well, Kevin Stout, he was great yesterday in helping set that foundation in that scintillating run chase. So it's all populated by Americans and Windies. That top 5. Well, he still looks in a little bit of discomfort. But they're having a laugh.
Already hurt his shoulder today, did Rafi? And is he walking off? It appears he is here. So Rafi Hashemi will be retiring hurt.
Well, weren't expecting that, were we? And we were just talking about how they didn't need to lose a wicket and have a new batter out in the middle. Well, instead, Rafi Hashemi is having to sort of waddle off. And Balpreet Singh is going to come out to the middle.
It was Ritwik Behra, Balpreet Singh, the two who did so well yesterday. Ritwik a bit underwhelming today. Balpreet though, he would not want to follow that. In need of a partnership now. In need of some quick runs as well. As he joins his captain Ghazi out in the middle.
Well, somehow that has missed the stumps.
It seems it's going to be the end of the over as well there. Balpreet just facing that one delivery as we finish it off. And after 11, 46 for 2 there are where the Canadians stand. 56 more still required in 42 deliveries. Ali Omer as well now bowled out, none for 21 in his 4. Good spell from him, economical. Didn't pick up a wicket though.
I don't think they'll mind that too much, actually. Being economical is the most important thing at the moment here, as that run rate is continuing to climb. 56 now needed off 44. And there's a new batter out in the middle, which is just not what the Canadians needed. It's nicely played. But still just the single.
Rafi Hashemi retired hurt, so he isn't retired out, which means he can come back in if required for the Canadians.
This is just what you want from your pace bowler. Continually beating the edge. He's got them playing at it. Feeling for that ball. Again, beating the edge. Uses his feet, tries to come down the pitch, and somehow still that has beaten the edge and not hit the stumps. This is clinical, fast bowling.
And the pressure just continuing to build on the Canadians here. Balpreet Singh trying to go for that big shot. Misses it completely, that. Just not getting in line with the ball.
Finally, he connects with one, but the fielder out there, so just the one to the total. Run rate pushing up towards 9 now, needed. And chipped up just past this outstretched hand of the bowler. Almost the dream end to a really tight over. Well, at end of 11, Canadians 46 for 2. They've got 7 overs remaining, and they need to go at just under 8 and over. That target 102.
There's still some distance away, that target, especially after that over, a good one. And the Canadians now, that pressure continuing to build on them. $49 for 2 is where they stand.
Well, Sohail Tanvir just having a bit of a stretch there. We were keeping an eye on his hip earlier. We thought he looked okay. And he's been bowling like a dream. And I like this decision to bring him back on. New batter in. Looks to take him on. Does Ghazi.
And I think Tanvir in now, if he can pick up a wicket here, especially that of Abdullah Ghazi, that really puts the Canadians on the back foot. Losing both their set players. You can see Jesse Singh there in the background, the US international. But for now, it's going to be Ghazi on strike. Just swivels that away, running away towards the boundary, and it's going to be 4 as well. How long has it been now since we've seen a boundary? Quite a while, but finally Abdullah Ghazi picks up 4.
It has been a long time since we've seen a boundary, but perhaps that's just the indication that they now are trying to put their foot on the accelerator. He played it well in the end, managed to just clip it away and find the gap.
Yeah, the 4th over is when we last saw a boundary. And now follows it up with a wide, so some pressure there on Sohail Tanvir. But it's been 8 overs since we've seen a boundary in an 18-over game.
Yeah, and we were saying all they needed to do was pick off the singles and pick off the bad ball. And that's kudos to the premium Paks bowling. There haven't been a lot of bad balls to put away. And that rate is still up, over 7.5 needed. Right on the money. Thinks he's got his man, umpire unmoved. Coming round the wicket. Just struck right on top of the pad, going over the stumps. So Tanvir gives it the double teapot, the hip pop. And Ghazi finds himself on the floor. Well, end of the over. Finally a boundary coming off that one. Just having a check on Nicholson Ekwart here. We don't need anyone else going off injured. Well, what a glorious day for cricket, and luckily we've got a double header again here for you on the final day of group matches. This season 2 of the American Premier League coming to you from Pearland in Texas. Hello, wherever you are watching, tuning in around the world. This morning we've got the Premium Paks taking on the Premium Canadians, and then this afternoon we'll see the Aussies in action for the last time as they take on the Premium Americans, all leading up to tomorrow's semi-finals. Well, 3 of these teams have already bagged a spot tomorrow. The Premium Indians, unbeaten thus far. The Windies and the Afghans are all joining them, but that 4th spot is still up for grabs.
This game now, a win for the Premium Paks gets them in. The Canadians winning, though, would mean that it's the Americans who end in the top 4. So a lot relies now on this game, as this one's just defended right back by Ghazi. Nakash Basharat there continuing.
So 55 for 2, the score on the board, plus that player retired injured. And he comes down the pitch at him, he sees him coming. And adjusts accordingly. It's smart bowling. So they are past halfway through the required runs. However, the overs are not in their favour. They're going to push the first one hard, going to take on the arm. Nope, not going to choose to come back for the second. Well, this has been really good stuff, I think, from Nakash Basharat. Just the 9 runs so far off his bowling, and it's that economical bowling that is going to force them to have to try and take this on and make a few risky moves. And there is him taking on the bowling. 1 bounce, 4.
Well, economical it was up until that point, but as you can see, everything is controlled from the commentator's box. Whatever we're saying, exactly the opposite's happening there. So the commentator's curse, it's back, and a boundary now for Balpreet Singh, his first of the day.
Well, it was just sat up there to be hit, and he ate it up like your Christmas leftovers. That's just beaten the diving fielder, and they're going to Think about the second no. Again, just clipped away. The bowler sets off like a sprinter and fields it off his own bowling. Well, the overs are slowly ticking away for the Canadians, and they're not ticking through this chase at the speed they need to. That run rate just starting to get ahead of them. 62 for 3 they find themselves after 14 overs. So they've got 4 overs, and 102 is that target. Well, it's been great work in the field. Chance of a run out here. I think umpire unconvincing. He's just coming in to put the stumps back together.
Yeah, looking to go across there for a very quick single that.
Yeah, he had to be quick to get back. Really good work behind the stumps. So Balpreet Singh remains on strike. Abdullah Ghazi remains on strike. And that's gone up in the air, absolutely skewed. Man under it, sets himself, takes the catch. Well, he is not going to drop that. Sohail Tanvir, a very safe pair of hands. A Pakistan international. And the premium Paks are charging to victory, you could suggest here.
And it's a huge wicket that Abdullah Ghazi, the captain, the set man, 27 he was on. And he'll have to walk back here. We talk about that scoring rate rising, building that pressure. A good catch taken that by Tanvir. The premium Paks, they'll celebrate, seeing the back of the captain. Abdullah Ghazi gone for 27. And another one now down for the Canadians. Third one now down. One retired hurt as well. As we see Rasesh Behra striding out to the middle, joining Balpreet Singh.
Well, he saw his brother dismissed first ball today and won't be hoping to not see the same fate.
40 needed from 22. That required rate has gone up rapidly now. Just touching 11.
Well, you have to scamper back here. Well, Balpreet Singh was determined to get himself down to the striker's end, and in the end sort of scrabbling across the floor to make his ground. And that's well kept down, and it's good running direct hit and he was gone. Chance of overthrows, but backed up by Honey Gory coming in off the boundary. Again, still unable to find a boundary.
Really good over this is from the captain, Irfan. Just 2 runs and a wicket. Captain dismisses captain.
Well, also now needing 2 a ball.
That required rates at then. Need a few big overs here.
Well, Mohamed Irfan has been right on the money today. He closes out his 3rd over, so just the 2 runs and the wicket coming from that one. He finishes his 3 for now with just 8 runs conceded and those 2 wickets. 15 overs down, Canadians 64 for 4. They need 38 off the final 3 overs. Well, Abdullah Ghazi, who was going along nicely in the end, it was Sohail Tanvir that snaffled the catch off Mohamed Irfan. Rafiz Hashimi, I'm hoping he's all right. He was retired hurt. And that's what brought these 2 together, the wicket and the retiring. And they've got some work to do. Been really tidy, these premium pack bowlers, just the 7 extras. And if he'd made contact with that, I think we'd be fetching it from the next state. He's bowled him. Well, he tried a bit of everything. He was trying to launch it, try and find the boundary, and in the end, Sohail Tanvir has the best of him. And he has a wry smile, muted celebrations, but the premium packs, they know that victory is within sight.
Yeah, another one now down for the Canadians. They lose their 4th wicket, and it is not looking good for them. Top of middle, that hit from Sohail Tanvir, as Balpreet looked to hit it across the line, and he'll have to depart for 7. Just the 1 boundary to his name, as the Canadians sink further. Ismatullah Berami, the new man in.
And he just tucks him up and manages to keep it out. .64 for 4. That required rate up to over 15 now. This over so far. Dot, wicket, dot. Well, he slices at it, and Nicholson Ekwart comes round. They do well to get back for a second, and the fielder does the cleaning up to prevent the overthrow. Well, gives himself room and again just picks out the fielder for another 1, and they're not going to do it in 1s. Problem is, when the bowling's this good, there's little else on offer. One more to come from Tanvir. And his final delivery just goes for one. So he finishes his 4 overs with figures of 2 for 15. Really impressive stuff, including that wicket up the top, the big one, Ritwik Berra. The end of 16, Premium Canadians 68 for 4. And this would need a miracle really at this point. You've got 2 overs left and 102 is that target.
Two overs remaining. Still 34 more to get. Mohammad Irfan, he's going to be bowling out here in the penultimate. The only good thing here for the Canadians is that Sohail Tanvir just bowled out.
Problem is, Mohammad Irfan has another up his sleeve. That's really kicked up. Mohammad Irfan, perhaps sweaty palms, and just loses the ball in his run-up.
And just scampering across there for that single. Singles and twos. The Premium Paks won't really care too much for them. Because from here you need 4s and 6s if you're the Canadians.
Well, sloppy bit of work behind the sticks, but it's not going to really make much of a difference in this game.
Up to 70 now, that score for the Canadians. Just 9 more balls to go in this innings.
Again, not time, picked out the fielder. Well, direct hit. And he would have been gone, and they come through for a second. Chance of a run out here. And the umpire is sending it upstairs. Well, still time for some action.
That one a pretty straightforward call there for the umpire, the green light. And the men in green won't be happy with that green light, as it's going to mean Rasesh Berra is safe. Still 30 more to get here, 8 balls to go. Nothing short of a miracle is what's going to be required for the Canadians.
Well, that's gone up in the air. Fielder coming round. Can he get that? And he spills it in the end. But it was a valiant effort. Really had to get his skates on.
Yeah, not quite able to get there in the end. But the Premium Paks, they won't mind it much.
is going to be a bonus boundary for the Canadians. And a slight blemish to the end of Mohamed Irfan's bowling. There was almost a chance here. He did really good effort to make the ground, just couldn't quite keep it in. Well, Mohamed Irfan, he finishes his 4 with 2 for 17. So 1 over still to come. Well, it's all about saving a bit of pride at the end here for the Canadians.
24 is what's required for them.
Well, that's up in the air. Fielder sets himself and puts it down. Easy as you like. 99 times out of 100 on his back, you would be taking that catch.
Well, he's at the boundary. Good thing is that didn't bounce out of his hands and go over the ropes. But nevertheless, a regulation catch that, and he's got him this time. Rasesh Bera has to go, and another wicket now falls for the Canadians.
Well, Araful Huck says, where my fielders won't help me, I'll do it myself. And there's absolutely no doubt about that wicket. Well, the premium Paks, they're almost home. Just 4 deliveries still to come. And barring some weird mathematical anomaly, I think it's pretty much curtains for the Canadians.
Yeah, 23 and 4, unless someone's going to come out there and hit 4 sixes from the get-go. Doubt it's going to happen there.
Well, Ryan Scott will have been pleased to see that after putting down a regulation catch. Very next delivery, we'll almost forget about the drop because it didn't cost anything extra. Nicely clipped away. Well, 3 deliveries to come. Try and go out in some style here, the Canadians. Mathematically, not possible, barring some extras miracle. And there you go. He's trying to do it. He's trying to have a swing at the end.
Yeah, just looking to have some fun now. Final game for the Canadians. Haven't had too much time out in the middle. Just the 2 games. A lot of washouts there.
And that'll just be 1, so penultimate delivery hit away for 1. Just 1 more to come. Two more to come. Apologies, I can't count from 3. It's a lovely finish. Really good work with the ball from Araful Huck. And that's the end of the game. Well, it's a convincing win for the premium Paks. Taking down the Canadians. They only put 102 on the board, but their bowlers have been clinical today. It all started from that very first delivery. Sohail Tanvir saw the back of Ritwik Bera, and it was the Paks game from there onwards. And it's a convincing win in the end. The Paks, they only managed 101 in their 18 overs. Shortened 18 over a side game, but still just as much excitement here in season 2 of the American Premier League. The premium Paks winning by 20 runs.
Yeah, and with that, the Premium Paks, they'll find themselves a spot in the playoffs. And we'll get you that points table in just a bit here. But for now, the Canadians, they'll walk off disappointed. Weren't able to get a single win in this tournament. With the Paks, they'll be ecstatic with that. A comprehensive victory here. Maybe not quite enough with the bat. We thought at the innings break, 101 for 9. But with the ball in hand, they have been brilliant. Have the men in green.
Yeah, they knew they had a low total. They needed to try and defend. They wanted to take early wickets. Well, there's nothing earlier than the first ball of the innings. And that's exactly what Sohail Tanvir did. Coming into the side today, played a really big part in this Premium Paks win, but mentioned got to go to the captain as well. He used his bowlers really well, rotated them nicely, and he himself found some form today. Mohamed Irfan just and picked up the 2 wickets there. Rafi Hashimi retired hurt. Whether that had much of an impact, they weren't really going at much of a pace at the time while he was out in the middle. But Abdullah Ghazi, his 27, top scoring there, but tight with the ball again. The Premium Paks, just the 8 extras. 2 for Tanvir, 2 for Irfan, and 1 for Araful Haq.
Not a single bowler going at a run of ball there. Everyone underneath it. Just tells you how well Premium Paks bowled today.
And that's why it's always important. You can only judge a pitch after both teams have batted on it, really. We were all saying it at the change of innings. Perhaps 101 wasn't enough, but the way the Premium Paks came out and bowled